So today we're finally looking at the Chromebook Duet 3. They're calling this the 11-inch, but technically it's a 10.9-inch, 2000 by 1200 resolution, IPS display, 400 nits brightness. It's got a Snapdragon SC7180 processor, or as some call it, 7C. So it's got the same processor as the larger Duet 5, 4 gigabytes of RAM, 64 gigabytes of storage. It supports any USI 2.0 stylus pen, and that's going to be optional. It's not included with this one. They're advertising up to 12 hours battery life, but we're going to test that out here shortly. It also supports 45 watt charging, and it comes with a 30 watt adapter. Camera wise, you've got a 5 megapixel front facing, 8 megapixel rear facing. It also comes with Bluetooth 5.1. It's got stereo speakers. It comes with a detachable keyboard, which is water resistant up to 330 milliliters. You've got 2 USB-C ports. Normal pricing on this is about $370 in the United States, but I've seen it go on sale several times, and it's even cheaper now than when I bought it. But I'll leave a link in the description of the video with current pricing and more information. .30 watt USB-C charging brick. Good luck getting that sticker off. And then USB-C to USB-C charging cable. Pretty similar keyboard case here as the previous generation. Looks really nice in person. And that little slot there in the back, I guess is made for this little silicone holder for your USI pen. I mean, it's a little strange with it poking out like that, but at least you do have a holder for the pen. And then of course, you've got your quick start guide, safety and warranty information. You've got all kinds of stickers here on the back. So this actually looks pretty similar to other Lenovo tablets on the back. Overall, pretty nice build quality. 3/4 of it is like an aluminum metal material. And then this part up here has a soft touch material on it. So along the top, you've got your volume buttons, power button on the left-hand side. Then you've got one speaker, one USB-C port on both sides. As you can see, when it's in tablet mode, it's going to look a little bit different than when you've got it connected to the keyboard. You still swipe up to access the rest of your apps. As you can see, the keyboard is really nice quality, fairly thin as well. It's got that fabric texture there on the back that matches the other part. Fairly clicky on the touchpad there as well. As you can see, really easy to connect this to the keyboard and the back cover stand. Looks like they redesigned the keyboard a little bit here. Surprisingly, the keyboard on a small tablet like this actually feels really good. Not going to be quite as good as a full-size laptop. Overall though, I feel like it's pretty good quality. Really responsive touchpad as well. I typically prefer to use a mouse over the touchpad, but I gotta say, touchpad on here is really nice and responsive. Nice thing is you can go up to 2160p resolution or 4K upscaled when watching YouTube videos. Now in the Netflix app, you're only going to get SD playback, but things are actually going to look better if you just go to the Netflix website and watch from there versus using the Netflix app from the Google Play Store. Software wise, it's going to feel just like any other Chromebook out there. You've got your launcher down here in the corner, then you can search across your device, app settings, or online. Now the Geekbench scores on here are 624 and 1740, but I don't know, to me it still feels a little bit on the sluggish side for my liking. Weird thing is, it's similar numbers to the Duet 5. I just feel like this one's a little more sluggish. Now when it comes to gaming, this device seems to struggle a little more than others I've tested. You can see on PUBG Mobile, there's still the bright colored artifacts. Anywhere that you go along the road, it only goes away if you use a lower graphic settings, but then it doesn't look as good. I also had an issue with my Xbox Series X controllers connecting to this tablet, and it doesn't allow you to download Apex Legends Mobile. I don't know, it's just a weird issue that I see with this Chromebook and the Duet 5. So depending on which game you're playing, this might not be your first choice if you like to play mobile games. This lasted about 6 hours in my battery drain test. Not really the greatest out there, and it's not even close to the 11 hours the Duet 5 lasted in that same test. I was hoping this would be very similar battery life like the Duet 5, but to be honest, the more I use this Duet 3, the more I like the Duet 5. As you can see, you've got one speaker on each side of the tablet. You're not going to get a headphone jack on here. And I feel like the speakers could be a little bit louder, especially compared to other tablets I've tested. Let me give you a quick audio test just to give you an idea of what to expect. This might be the first device I bought that doesn't allow me to use the camera app, and it didn't let me use another camera app downloaded from the Google Play Store for some reason. Okay, so I finally got it to where the camera app actually opens. Of course, I can't show you here because it doesn't look like it's working. But yeah, there's definitely something going on with this camera. Even though I could use it for photos and video, it's definitely something going on with the rear camera where it won't go in focus, and that's for photo or video. Let me give you some samples here just to show you what I'm talking about. You'll notice the front-facing camera, it does actually work, just still not the best quality. If you want to use this for Zoom meetings, most people will just think you're using an old laptop from the 90s. So far, my first impressions of the Duet 3 is that it may get by for some people, and it might be a slight upgrade from the original Chromebook Duet, but when I keep seeing the Duet 5 go on sale, where it's really close to the same price, unless you absolutely have to have the smaller size, I'll of course have to do a direct comparison between the two, but so far the Duet 5 is looking like the much better deal. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.